What's going on, internet world? How's everybody doing out there? All right. So we about got everything adjusted here. And we're going to go ahead and get started this morning. I'd like to welcome everybody to the Tony's Journey YouTube channel, Daily Reader Podcast, where we read from a daily reader or a devotional, and we learn tools and principles, including but not limited to prayer, meditation, and breath work that help us to stay more present and to live better lives. We meet on here Tuesday through Friday at 7 a.m. and Saturday through Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe to this channel for content and podcast episodes. I'll get my camera adjusted. I think I about got it right, y'all. The way this thing works, I think I've told some of y'all before, is before I go live, it gives me a preview, but when I go live, it's actually not exactly the same as the preview. So, unfortunately, I have to make some changes there. So, it is what it is. So, appreciate y'all's patience, bearing with me on that, as I have to do that at the beginning of each podcast. So, what we're going to do, y'all, go ahead and find a stopping point in whatever you're doing right now, and get somewhere where you can be comfortable, that's safe for probably the next 10 minutes or so while we do our relaxation portion. And while y'all do that, I'm actually going to go ahead and light our candle that we usually light. It's a white candle. It signifies purity and cleansing. And it's lit. So I'll give y'all another maybe minute or so. Got me a smoothie this morning. So if y'all are drinking any coffee, herbal tea, or whatnot, if you're not, get you some. Get you something. Cheers. Get you something you can sip on this morning. Alright, y'all should be somewhere now. Stopping point. Ready to go. So if it's comfortable for you, you can go ahead and close your eyes and just take some slow, deep cleansing breaths. Breathing in your nose, out your mouth this morning. While you're breathing, just notice your breath as it comes in and out of the body, what it feels like, what it sounds like. So relax your chin, relax your jaw. Kind of loosen your lips up a little bit. Instead of clenched. Just let them be relaxed, maybe parted a little bit. Goal with all this, if y'all don't know already, is to get present in our lives. So that's what this guided relaxation is designed to do. It helps you get right here, right now, in the current reality, not off in your head somewhere in the future or the past. Because it's all the time we have, right here, right now. The future doesn't exist yet, and the past is already gone. Even 30 seconds ago, right? Even 1 second ago, the past is gone. It's over and done with. Sometimes we do carry the past around with us, certain parts of ourselves, in our daily lives. So this will help us to kind of notice that. Or we can choose to heal from the past, make changes and whatnot. Alright, so we're going to switch gears a little bit here. So I want you to, really while you're breathing, just focus on any thoughts you might have, any beliefs, if you could identify any beliefs, any of your behaviors you've been doing lately. Just kind of notice that. Look at that, notice that. Don't judge it. Don't judge it as good or bad. Just notice it and see what's there to be looked at, right? I choose to call it supported and unsupported versus good and bad behaviors and beliefs that I have. Thoughts that I have as well. Thought might come up, I'm not good enough. If that comes up, you can say, thanks for sharing. Really appreciate that. And just let it go. Let it move on, knowing it's not the truth, knowing it's not something you're willing to accept. Somebody mentioned recently, I'm a piece of shit. You think you're a piece of shit? Just notice it and really examine that. And obviously you're not really a piece of shit, because a piece of shit looks like a big turd, right? That's literally what it means. So it's not a true belief, not a true thought. Just allow it to be, and then you can see what frame of reference you're coming from, the perspective or lens that you're going to have in your life for thoughts and also actions that you take. Sometimes if we don't feel good enough, then we won't take actions to believe that we're good enough, right? Or actions that cause us to continue to believe we're good enough. We might have an opportunity come to us and we're like, oh, no, I'm not going to do that, right? And that could be just triggered because of the belief we're not good enough. And it's a form of self-sabotage, which happens, right? I do it sometimes. Sabotage myself. So the goal is to be able to get aware of it enough to be aware so we don't do that anymore. And it all starts with the awareness, y'all. That's what it starts with. You can have that awareness that a belief that I have or something I'm doing isn't supportive, then I can examine it and look to change it. But don't beat yourself up. I mean, if you choose to beat yourself up, that's fine, right? You can get your fist up and just pretend you're punching yourself in the face with it. It's kind of like a little laugh. Do it in the mirror sometime. You can kind of laugh at it, like, yeah, I'm beating myself up here. Oh, I'm poor me, poor this. I don't have this, I don't have that. I shouldn't have done this, I shouldn't have done that, right? And then you're like, oh, getting down on yourself, beating yourself up, and it's really not necessary, right? But it's funny once you can see that's what the ego mind does. That's what the monkey mind does. It really takes us into feeling all like a victim, right? Feeling like a victim and getting all down on ourselves or mad at ourselves, even mad at ourselves, pissed off at ourselves. Sometimes I grab my 2 fingers and just slap my wrist. I'm like, yeah, I'm beating myself up here. Just kind of notice what I'm doing, and then I can realize that's just a pattern. Patterns can be changed, right? Subconscious, usually a subconscious pattern. Sometimes we're aware of it, and sometimes we're not aware of it. But the goal is to get more and more aware of it. Any breathing in your nose, out your mouth. I think I forgot to breathe there for a minute when I was talking, so make sure I get back to doing that. Okay, we're going to do one more breath. Taking it in deep through the nose. On the exhale, do it audibly, just like I just did there. You can blow it out, also purse lips and just go, whatever works for you. But the goal of this is to release any other tension that you might be holding on to in your body. So go ahead and do that now. After that, then we're going to do the short version of the Serenity Prayer today. And prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, courage to change things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Whenever you're ready, you can go and open your eyes. And we're on July the 29th, y'all, for the reading today. Step 2, came to believe that a power greater than myself could restore us to sanity. Fill me with hope that I could live in a sane and balanced life. In my family, there was never a sense of balance, just extremes. Poverty and plenty, power and helplessness, violence and an uneasy calm. I longed for balance, for a feeling of normalcy that might help me feel safe and connected to others. When I first came to an Al-Anon meeting for adult children, several people assured me that the hope offered in Step 2 was very real. As I listened, I began to see the miracle of other members being restored to sanity and finding balance in their lives. I heard their story change in tone from worry to faith and from confusion to clarity. By witnessing these miracles, I came to believe that God could lead me to a saner way of life. I surrendered, asked for help, and relied on my higher power to restore me to sanity. The answer to my plea was to learn how to live the Serenity Prayer. With help from a few fellow Al-Anon members, I slowly began to define balanced manageability for myself. God helped me discern the difference between letting go of the things I could not control and changing the things that I could. I once thought balance was the privilege of those who had grown up in normal, non-addict families. I thought I was permanently damaged by the chaotic extremes of my childhood. Now I know it's possible to be made whole, to be rebuilt, to be restored to sanity. Thought for the day: no matter how much I may have been damaged in childhood, step 2 gives me hope for healing. Step 2 offers us an option: sanity. With this perspective in mind, we truly begin to experience the hope that so many speak of. And that's from the book Paths to Recovery, page number 20. It's really, really good stuff, y'all. I do know that in my childhood, living with an alcoholic stepdad, things were pretty freaking insane. Like, my stepdad I lived with at the time, he would be drunk 6 out of 7 days a week. He was a functioning alcoholic, don't get me wrong, but still an alcoholic nonetheless. But things as always, I was like always feeling like I had to walk on eggshells, really guarded. I think I mentioned before, he threw some animals across the room into the walls before. We had some dogs. That happened some. So it was really a challenging childhood, mainly between the ages of probably, I would say, 12 and 15, having to live with all that. But thank God I found EMS and the fire department and law enforcement. I could get out of the house and just volunteer. I volunteered to get out of that insanity in the household. Went camping, went hiking, stayed in the woods a lot, went to the creek. Thankfully, I had some friends to do that with, so I wasn't always completely isolated, right? I did isolate a fair amount, too. Stayed in my room a lot. But I'm really thankful for church as well. I did go to church back then. Even though it was a hellfire brimstone church, it was still something that really did. A lot of it did help me, right? A lot of it didn't. But talking about the finding balance in our lives, finding meaning in our lives, being restored to sanity. Ever since I came into the 12 steps over 8 years ago, I've really noticed that I have made a lot of changes. Like, I do feel a lot more safe than I used to in my body. I also have things just more balanced in my life. Yeah. Things are more manageable. I just take things one day at a time, y'all. I surrender as much as I can to what I think God's telling me to do. Also, the serenity prayer is very powerful, y'all. Sometimes you got to break the serenity down. Sometimes, I'm say, do my best to say I statements, not you statements. Sorry about that, y'all. So when I break down the serenity prayer, God grant me the serenity. My sponsor told me this. A friend of mine, actually a sponsor, but he's kind of like an intermittent sponsor. We're not really like full-time sponsorship right now, but he still does work with me and help me when I need it. I can call. And he told me it really helps to break down the serenity prayer. Some days that's all you do, right? Just focus on God, grant me the serenity for this day, right? Just grant me the serenity for today, the moment I'm in. And that, for me, that's enough. Some days that's enough. That's all I need to focus on, because that's all my mind can do, right? Because I have so much other stuff going on. Dealing with a grandmother right now that's recently starting to develop Alzheimer's. So that really needed serenity in that situation, right? Dealing with family, there's a lot of things going on with that right now too. We're all trying to do the best that we can with what we have, and but yeah, there have been issues, and it is what it is, right? We just do the best we can with what we have, and just take it one day at a time. So trust y'all got something out of that. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. As always, y'all leave your comments, questions, suggestions below. Love to see what y'all have to say about this reading that we did today as well, and the relaxation process that I do. Let me know how it's helping you. I'd love to know how it's helping you, how it's not helping you. Tomorrow will be on July the 30th. So let's go ahead and put out the candle here. as we wrap things up for today. All right. And as always, y'all, good to see y'all. Really appreciate you taking the time to be here for your self-care. It also means a lot to me coming on here as well and doing that, not only for yourself, but also for me and for others that are on here as well, that I'm sure can benefit from y'all's insights as well. So this podcast is mine as much as it is y'all's. Same as this channel. This channel is mine as much as it is yours. So, as always, peace and love.